Hey guys, so it's been a little while since we've talked, and last we talked I was packing up my library, and so I've been busy moving and going on trips, so I haven't really had a lot of time or extra mental space for making videos. But I figured since my last video was me packing up my old library, it seemed like a good time to show you my new library setup. So we've completely moved now, we're in our new house, and it's been great. One thing about the library is it's smaller. The room that we chose to make the library is a little bit smaller than what I had before. So I kind of had to get creative to figure out how I could still fit everything that I wanted to fit in here without it feeling too crowded, and it kind of does feel too crowded to me, but that's okay. So I'll show you what we did. So I still have a window, which I love, and in my previous library space I had 2 windows, which I do kind of miss that, but I'm just grateful to have a library at all, truly. So let me show you behind me. I'll give you a better view, but this whole shelf, and there's more that you can't see, is romance. So if you watch my last library tour, I have a library tour of my library from before. I changed up like what shelves, because I'm using pretty much all the same shelves that I had in my library before, and so I kind of just wanted to switch it up and try different arrangements for things. So if you watch that, you might remember my books are organized by genre and then author last name within that genre. So I have each shelf is pretty much a genre. Like by shelf I mean like the whole unit is a genre, except for some of the ones that are like smaller categories, like that I don't have as many books of. So this whole shelf is romance, and I put up here, can you see? Kind of. I put up here these little albums I made of all of our wedding cards that we got. I like hole punched them and put them in these binders, and I cut out the like where people wrote their names and put them on there, and they're cute, and I thought they fit perfectly here with the romance novels. So, and a lot of the little things on the shelves like don't really have any significance to the genre that they're by. It's just I just needed somewhere to put all this stuff. So romance, and then this shelf is the top half up to, can you see? Kind of up to right here is mystery and thriller, and then down below, I'll show you in a minute, is sci-fi. Yeah, so let me get to showing you the rest of the library. Okay, so like I was saying, this is all mystery thriller up until right there, and then down here is sci-fi. And this bookshelf has always annoyed me so much because there needs to be like one more shelf right there, because there's obviously like room for a whole nother shelf there. And so before I had just like crammed books into that space, but I put a different genre there this time, so it didn't look like that. But I just hate how much empty space there is that could be used, because as you can see, all of my books are double stacked, and the only shelf that's not like that is the romance shelf, because for whatever reason this particular shelf is a little bit shorter. So only right here I had to double stack. So this is romance, and before I had romance over on one of these 2 shelves, and they were all like stacked and kind of hard to find, and I feel like I reach for romance a lot, so I decided to put them over here where I could see them all. So that's over there. So let me go back. So this is what it looks like as a whole when you walk in. So I picked out this rug, and I just bought a bunch of rugs because our whole house is hardwood floors, and I didn't really know where I was gonna put them, but this one I decided to go in here because it was kind of fun, and I knew there's gonna be a lot of colors in here with all the books. So I think it turned out well, and it goes with the chair pretty well. Hey. Also, I don't know if I had this little pillow last time I did a library tour. My friend gave this to me. It's super cute. So anyways, you come in. I keep my little bags here. And then to the right, I have my little area with my candles and this diffuser, which I still need to figure out how to plug in because there's no plug here, and the closest one is like over there. So I need to figure that out still. But I just needed like a little bit more shelf space, so this little shelf fit in here perfectly. And this didn't used to be in my library, it used to be in the basement, but I needed the extra shelf space because, so in my last library I had 2 of these shelf units, and we decided to put one of them in another room to use for other things. So that did take away a good amount of my shelf space, so I had to borrow this to use in here. And then this brown bookshelf used to be in a different room, and it had some books on it, but it just had like random stuff on it, so I was able to use that in here. And then we ended up, I had 2 like little 3 shelf units that we decided to stack on top of each other, like they're secured together, just to make some more space so that I could have this in here, and it worked out pretty well. So now all the shelves are like tall shelves like that. So anyways, oh yeah, and the closet's a mirror, so that's interesting. I don't mind the mirror closet. I like it better. I like this one in the hallway because I can like check my outfit and stuff, but I don't really like it in the bedrooms, you know? Anyways, so down here, this is like all my Christian books, I think, is everything that's on this shelf. And then down here, okay, so. And then down here is nonfiction, and there's more nonfiction over there. Honestly, the nonfiction was like the last thing that I was shelving, like when I was organizing and putting away all my books, and I was so done at that point. Like I was like, I don't care, these have to go somewhere, and I don't care what order they're in or, you know, anything. So that one got like the least amount of care put into it, so that's why it's kind of random and spread out. And honestly, like I don't really reach for a lot of nonfiction anyways, so if I were looking for something, it would probably be like for a specific book I know I have, and then I can just look until I find it. So anyways, yeah, I think this is just general nonfiction. I like started organizing it, like I had a music category and a biography category, and then I was just like, I don't really care, just put it wherever. So, and these are both double stacked. My goal with my library, I don't know, I think I talked about a while ago that I reached 1,000 books, which is like considered a library. And while that is very cool, 1,000 books is so many books, and it was so many books to move. And in reality, I've probably read a third of them, which is great. But what I want to get to eventually is only having books that I would read again. Like books that I've read and I like them enough that I would read them again. So as I'm reading books in my library, if I didn't really like them and I feel like I wouldn't want to read them again, I'm putting them in a stack, which I'll show you, to try and sell or get rid of, whatever. Actually, I keep getting distracted. I'm sorry. I haven't talked to you guys in a while. I don't know if I talked about this, but the house that we're in now is my mom's old house that we bought from her and my stepdad, which was such a blessing because we definitely couldn't have afforded a house anytime soon on our own. So that's where we are. And anyways, when my mom was still living here, she found a little free library that somebody was like selling or giving away, and she left it with the house. Like it hasn't been set up yet. So I have it, and I just need to like decide how I want to paint it and decorate it, and then we can like set it up. So I've always wanted to have a little free library. So anyways, all that to say, the books that I want to get rid of, I could save to put in the little free library once it's ready. There's just like so many things to do in a house that I don't know when we'll get to that, but hopefully this summer, but we'll see. So anyways, why was I talking about this? Oh yeah, because all my books are double stacked. So eventually I would like to, like, as I read through things and get rid of things, I would love for it to be to the point where everything isn't double stacked, because it just makes it so hard to find anything. And if I ever get a new book, like trying to put it in where it's supposed to go in order is so annoying because I have to move. It's a lot. So anyways, yes, I love all my books and it's so fun to have so many, but I do want to over my life pare it down to just things that I like want to have and would want to read again. Because I think I've talked about before, I went through a series of just buying so many books. Like it was a hobby in itself, just buying books. It felt like a treasure hunt, going to Second and Charles or the thrift store looking for books that I've seen online and just like building up my collection, which was super fun. And I enjoyed that time of my life, and now I get to enjoy the collection that I have. But I'm kind of past that now, and now I'm just in the reading and keeping what I would read again, getting rid of what I wouldn't read again stage. So anyways, back to the tour. Over here is where those two shelves are stacked on top of each other. And that over there is the stack of books that I am not keeping. And this, the Throne of Glass series that you can see up there, it really needs to go over there because this is the fantasy shelf, but I was just, yeah, sometime I'll move that over there. Anyways, so the first 1, 2, 3, 4 rows are general fiction, and they're all double stacked. So there's a lot of those. And then the bottom portion is classics. I had a lot more classics in my old library, but when we were moving, I decided to get rid of some of the ones that I was just like, realistically, I don't really read a lot of classics. There's some that are just like so well known that I would like to read them. And then there's some that I would just like, I'm just not going to read these. Like I had a bunch of Shakespeare, and I got kind of into it when I took a Shakespeare class in college. So I had a bunch of those like No Fear Shakespeare's and from the Folger Library. Like I had a big collection, and I was thinking about it and I was like, honestly, I don't see myself really reading these again. So I did get rid of those. So that cleared up a lot of space in my classics category. So I don't love how the bottom shelf is so empty like this. It's kind of like that over here too. It was just how it ended up when I was shelving them. So I would kind of like to move this around so it looks different, but right now I'm just happy everything's on a shelf. And then over here, this entire shelf is fantasy. So there's a lot of those to read. And this shelf has been really nice though, because it's a little bit wider than the other ones I have. So I can fit a lot on here. So there ended up being even some extra room down here. And then down here is just some random like craft stuff, some things that need to go other places. I also still need to hang up my lights on the ceiling at some point. Okay, so over here, that's what's up there. And then these two shelves are all historical fiction and they're both double stacked. So there's more behind the roses that you can see. And then this is the rest of the nonfiction. And as you can see, it's just kind of whatever there. And then I have my little desk still, which I'm excited that I was able to fit it in here. And originally I actually thought I wasn't going to be able to even fit my chair in here. I was going to put it somewhere else. And I'm really glad we were able to work it out. I could fit it in here because it would have been sad to not have that reading space anymore. Oh yeah, I have my little yarn thing over here. And then I used to have my notebooks and things in here, but I moved my sewing stuff in here for now. And there's more in the closet over there. Okay, so that's the library. I am loving it and I'm looking forward to using it. I feel like I'll spend more time in here once it gets colder again outside, because right now I am loving reading in the pool and going outside to read. Yeah, it's such a nice space. I love it. And so that's the tour. And I thought while we were on the topic of books, I would also update you on what I have been reading since last we spoke. So I think the last time I made a reading vlog, I was reading Project Hail Mary. So this is everything I've read since then, which loved that one, by the way, loved the movie. I don't have a copy of the third one, which is The Housemaid is Watching, I think. Wait, The Housemaid's Secret's the second one. So I think right after I read Project Hail Mary, I read the third book in the Housemaid series, which was The Housemaid's Watching. And I liked that one. I liked the series. I was able to get through these so fast, which is always fun because I'm not that fast of a reader. So I don't know what it is about some books that I can just fly through them. So I liked that series, and I think I might have talked about this in a vlog, but I tried to watch the movie of The Housemaid. Couldn't do it. I watched maybe half of it, and it was just too graphic for me. Couldn't do it. Also, sorry, not a big Sydney Sweeney fan, so I was just like, I don't really need to watch this actually. So let's see. Okay, and then after that, I read The Thorn Queen, which is the second book in the Rose Bargain series, and I'm trying to remember how this ends now. I think... Is there going to be a third one? I think it's just a duology. Anyways, okay, I loved The Rose Bargain. I think I came on here and talked about it when I was reading it. And so I was really excited for the second one. And I don't know if it's just because it had been a little bit since I'd read the first one, that I just wasn't that invested this one. Like, I don't know. I couldn't get into it as much. I don't know. I didn't enjoy the storyline as much or the characters. But I really liked the first one. This one just kind of wasn't it for me. Okay, and then after that, I read The Jet Setters, which looked like cute, fun, summery. I thought it was a romance. It is not. It's just more like fiction, and it was kind of depressing. A lot of like very heavy topics in this, and I don't know if it's just because it wasn't what I was looking to pick up, but I just didn't really like this one. I didn't enjoy the story. A lot of the characters were kind of annoying to me, and yeah, so this is one I will not be keeping. After that, I read Big Summer by Jennifer Weiner, and I've never read Jennifer Weiner before. I feel like her books have been around for a long time. Like I've known of her name for a long time. So this one was kind of interesting. It's summer, it's romance, but it's also mystery, which is interesting. I liked it. I think the first half of it, one thing I didn't like about it was constantly going like back and forth from past to present, but not making it clear that that's what was happening. So sometimes I was like, wait, did this already happen? So I don't like it when books do that. So I kind of wasn't loving it, and I got probably at least halfway into it before the mystery part of it starts. Like, sorry if you can hear my cats scampering. So the first half of it is just like a regular romance, and then it like completely flips genres and is a mystery, which is, I don't know if I like that or not. It was kind of different. So this was fun. I feel like there's not a lot of summer mysteries. So yeah, it wasn't like my favorite read of the year or anything, but I did like this one. And then I think this was before that actually, but I read Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It, and I really liked it. I liked the characters a lot. I enjoyed just kind of seeing like the narrative of somebody who has anxiety and is like just figuring it out, living her life still, and I connected with the character on that a lot. And it just kind of has, this book has a special place in my heart because my friend and I actually went to Chicago to see Brooke Averick and her book tour there. And so I actually have 2 copies. I don't know if you can see the other one because we went to 2 events and they both came with a signed book. So I have my signed book. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one, and like I said, it's just special to me now because of the memories attached to it. So I liked that one. And then currently I'm reading Beach Read, Emily Henry, which I've actually never read. Which I've read a lot of Emily Henry. I've read People We Meet on Vacation, Funny Story, Book Lovers. I think just these 2 are the other ones I haven't read. But I haven't read Beach Read, which is one of like her first ones that got really popular, I feel like. And it felt like a perfect time to start it in the summer. And I actually went to the beach last week and read this there, which felt really perfect. So I like that it's set in northern Michigan. That's fun. And yeah, so I'm really enjoying this. I'm almost done. I only have like 40 pages maybe. So I'll probably finish this today, but I'm really liking it a lot. I love pretty much anything Emily Henry writes. I love, it seems like. So that is my reading update and library tour. I hope you enjoyed it all, and let me know what you're reading right now, and I'll see you in the next video.